Hey guys, GWS here to report on a pretty interesting study that I've seen that proves at least a few of my theories, or at least corroborates what I have been saying, but I've had less data to back it up, but this is a lot of data here. This is the Voters Study Group, Political Divisions in 2016 and Beyond, Tensions Between and Within the Two Parties. We won't be reading this. You guys can read the text if you want, but I just want to go over some of this data. Now, here's the 2016 partisan divide. Now, this is basically what they presume to be left and right-wing positions. First of all, it's kind of debatable. For example, view that politics is a rigged game. I think that's both a left and a right-wing point, depending on where you're coming from. And for them to label this as in the left-right axis is pretty misleading, but what you need to take away from this is just how much people really do agree and want to compromise in certain things. For example, view that politics is a rigged game. People generally feel that's true, Republican or Democrat, and that's why you see these dots close together. And how close these are together is the divide between people. Importance of Social Security, Medicare. Now, people are a lot less skeptical of these programs than I am, but people generally agree on their existence, partly because they pay into them. I don't blame them one bit. And then you have attitudes on foreign trade. I don't know if being against it is left or right wing, because traditionally the left has been opposed to tariffs. It's only been recently that they've came out for or against protectionism. Like before, they were always for protectionist policies. Under Clinton, it's just under LBJ, Carter, all that. They were always for protectionism. Attitudes and gender roles, surprisingly, this is pretty close to equal. Pride in America, how much it is to be an American, they call that. Again, it's like, I don't know how you can put this on a left-right spectrum. That's pretty kind of foolish. Like, even left-wingers, I'm sure, will have pride in America. They just see America differently. But you see on a lot of these issues, except for a few, you start getting stark differences in attitude toward black people, feelings toward Muslims, attitude toward immigration, moral issues, economic inequality, and government intervention. You get big differences, but there's a lot of places where people agree, and I think people want to see compromises. If you listen to your popular entities on the left, like the Young Turks, Secular Talk, all that, and even your alt-right, it's like there's no talk of compromise. It's just, either we have the power and we should just shove everything through Congress, or we need to just resist everything by definition because Trump did it. And that's the wrong way to look at it. So let's go down here, look at some more data. And here's another big thing right here. This is a scatter of a whole bunch of people that were sample tested on both the socially liberal and economic, social left-right versus economic left-right. And here it is. We are told that the country has been moving far right. And the far right's been moving far right, and far left has been moving far left. But look at where the scatters are here. Now, conservatives are mostly socially conservative, and you could see that here. On the social identity index, they are almost all left-wing. But like most not most, but a little less than half of conservatives are on the economic left. The economic left would be, I assume, wealth redistribution and more spending, more infrastructure, all that. And on the right would be more fiscally conservative, balanced budget, Republicans, etc. You even see it's hard to see through the red, but you got a lot of libertarians up here too, and you got them down here. But yeah, but look where the left wing is. This is where all the Clinton voters are. These are Hillary Clinton voters, by the way. Mind you, these aren't your Jill Stein or Feel the Burn or whatever. Look where they cluster. They cluster almost to the bottom right corner, socially and economically left. So if you want to talk about where we're going too far to the left, not too far to the right. The right wing is central on a lot of issues, on a lot of economic issues, like Medicare and Social Security, infrastructure, etc. There's a lot of Republicans who like that idea. And so to say that is just garbage. Here's a little plot of ideology versus who you voted for, which just qualifies the data up there. So here's, and I always find it fascinating to look at liberals who voted conservative, conservatives who voted liberal, and where the centrists are, the populists and the libertarians. Now, if you look at conservatives, look at who Clinton was targeting. She was trying to target, and even you get the same thing with Bernie Sanders and all that. They're all trying to target Republican conservative voters. 0.39% voted for Clinton, according to this study. 0.39% of conservatives, compared to 2.98% of liberals. That's a huge difference. And you look at the populist, it's a little bit less surprising, I guess, because Trump was a populist candidate, Clinton was an establishment candidate. Therefore, the populist is obviously going to win. And the libertarians were a wash. I don't think they, quite frankly, liked anybody. Me personally, I didn't even like Gary Johnson. And Trump, while I like him, I think he's done a good job. He was not my first choice. My first choice is Rand Paul. But anyhow, here's another thing that confirms what I was saying. Here's a density plot of left-right. And this shows how extreme each position is. Now, of course, like I was saying above, if you do statistics by eye, you could see that there's slightly more people on the economic right than on the economic left. But it's slight. No, this may even be more for all I know, because this bells down a lot less than this. This kind of tapers down a little bit. But if you look at this, excuse me, the Republicans are close to the center, Democrats to the right. And it's even worse when you look at the socially. Republicans, they're pretty far to the right, yeah, but you've also got a little tapering down. But it's, look at this peak right here, this peak at 0.5. That's a pretty hefty peak, I'd say. Actually, no, it's closer to 1.0. It's like 0.75, and then here's 0.5 right here, and it's like, so if you look at this, it just tapers off to the left wing. So again, I'll repeat, the country is not too far to the right. In fact, it is quite the opposite. But there's also room for compromise, and I haven't looked down at a lot of these others, but we'll look down just as a bonus. I'm not really prepared, so prepare for some pauses if they happen. Ideology and vote shift. So this is Obama voters who voted for Clinton, Obama voters who voted for Trump, Romney voters who voted for Clinton, Romney voters who voted for Trump. And I'm not sure. Oh yeah, these are okay. Yeah, I get it now. All right, so So Obama voters who voted for Clinton, of course, most of these are going to be liberals, like almost all liberals who voted for Obama voted for Clinton. That's obvious. Um, or most of them, rather. Here's Obama voters who voted for other. These are probably your Stein voters. Obama, Trump, a little bit here. And then you get, of course, the other. Now look at, almost all Romney voters either voted Libertarian or voted for Trump. You don't see any voting for Clinton. Well, these are conservatives who voted for Obama, etc. I'm kind of butchering up this graph, but here's my point. My point is that there's a lot more conservatives who are... The strategy of going after conservatives is not working from the Clinton camp. Let me just put it that way. How populists voted. This is Romney voters who voted for Trump. And this is Romney other, and then... Yeah, so there's a lot of these. I'm not going to go through all of them. There's a lot more here. A lot of other data things. Excuse me. I'd have to get a good look at them just to kind of get thoughts and feelings on them. It's hard to talk while thinking. So, I'll just let you guys look at this. But again, it's voterstudygroup.org, and then you look up this report title. Let me show it to you again. This is Political Divisions in 2016 and Beyond. I just thought it was interesting, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. Anyhow, thanks for listening, guys, and God bless.